You are tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Sponsored in part by Replays, Gameware, Movies, and More, and IDE Computers. Now your hosts, Sam Dunham, Cody Pinnick, Samantha Cross, and Josh Harrison.
Hey, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Nerd Overload, the geek and pop culture show that covers everything from Ace Ventura to Zordon. I'm Josh Harrison.
I'm Sam Dunham.
I'm Cody Pinnick.
And I'm Samantha Cross.
We got a great show for you today, but as always, it's our check it out time.
I've been doing a lot lately, video game-wise anyway, of course.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah. I downloaded Donkey Kong 64 because it just recently released on the eShop
Oh, yeah?
for Wii U. I did not like this game previously, but I cannot stop playing it now.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I think I have more patience for all the collecting you have to do now.
Because that's all it is. It's collect a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And
Every level.
And it's going back and playing the levels again with different characters to unlock stupid crap.
Yeah, but I like it. I can't get enough of it. I don't know why.
Nostalgia?
No, because I didn't like it before. But it's good. I don't know why. But other than that, I also got a hold of Bloodborne, which I can't decide if I like it or hate it. Because every time I play it, it's a roller coaster of emotions that go from, oh, this is pretty neat, to, oh my god, I'm gonna send it back. Because I got it through GameFly, and every time I play it, I get so close to just throwing it in the envelope and sending it back to GameFly. It would be different if the load times weren't so long, which apparently they fixed in a patch today, but I haven't tried it yet. But every time you die, which is constantly because the game is crazy hard, there's a good solid minute of loading.
So is it kind of like Dark Souls?
Oh, it's exactly like Dark Souls, but with less shielding. Like, you can't block, you have to dodge.
Oh, jeez.
And it has, like, this cool kind of gothy, Victorian, steampunky, like, look to it that's pretty cool. The graphics overall aren't that good, though, I didn't think. Like, it looks like a PlayStation 3 game with a couple extra filters thrown on top of it, so it's not that impressive.
Ew.
Now, it's made by the people who did
the Souls games.
The Souls games, but it's not the same company. It's like they...
No, it's From Software, but Sony paid for a lot of it.
Ah, okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, that's why
I knew there was some kind of other thing with it. Okay, that's cool.
And I don't understand why it gets a free pass for not having a story, because it has none. There's nothing. You're like, just go fight some monsters, dude. And like, but with Destiny, everybody rails it constantly for not having a story. Even though it has more of a story than Bloodborne. So I really can't decide if I like it or if I hate it.
It's one of those things.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Street Pass games just came out. Those are cool. The second DLC for Mario Kart 8 came out this morning, and I played through all the tracks on that. It's phenomenal.
Cool.
Like, graphically, it's like the best Wii U game there is. It makes all other Wii U games look like garbage.
Really?
Even Smash Brothers, it looks way better than Smash Brothers. I don't know if it's just really great art direction or what, but everything is fantastic.
Huh.
There's a Ribbon Road track that they brought from the Game Boy Advance game. That in that game, you're just driving on like a red ribbon. It's boring. Mm-hmm. In Mario Kart 8, it's like you're a tiny car in a child's toy room.
Oh, that's
driving
cool.
around on a ribbon, and it's just awesome.
That's cool. Now, did this introduce the other like drivers as well? Like...
Yeah, the Animal Crossing ones.
Yeah.
There's Isabelle and the villager.
Yeah.
And there's an Animal Crossing track that looks just phenomenal.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'd be interested in checking that one out.
They unlocked Dry Browser, too, didn't they?
Yeah, but I didn't get a chance to play as him. I just played as villager and Isabelle.
I want to play Dry Browser.
But yeah, it's really good. It's fantastic. I hope they do another one.
You know what? I kind of suspect they are. I think games like Mario Kart, until the next console comes out, I think they're going to try to keep it evergreen with a bunch of different DLCs and stuff.
It's video game as service instead of video game as product.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of keeps it fresh and it keeps it new and it keeps people playing it versus you play the crap out of this game and then you're just going to put it down for a while.
Yeah, Sakurai said the same thing about Smash Brothers as well. He said that as long as the system's going, he's going to... Now that they've done one DLC and it worked really well, they're going to continue to put out DLC until they
make a
new game.
That he probably won't be involved with.
Probably, yeah.
They're free DLCs, right?
The Mario Kart ones, no.
Oh, okay.
No, same with Smash.
Oh, okay.
But they're reasonable. They're more reasonably priced than most, actually.
okay.
I mean, I think the Mario Kart ones are only like $8 a piece compared to like a $20 Destiny expansion.
Yeah, right.
This is true. Okay.
The other thing is the game slowly turning into F-Zero.
Oh, really?
With that 200cc thing, making you go real fast. Also, you can drive on walls and upside down. It's F-Zero.
That's awesome.
So we're probably never going to get an F-Zero game on Wii U because it's the same thing as Mario Kart.
But you know what? If we get enough F-Zero characters into Mario Kart, I'll be happy.
There's a new F-Zero track, so now there's two.
Say.
Oh, was it Mute City?
It's Big Blue. Mute City
Blue.
was the first one. Now it's Big Blue.
I was like Blue. That was always a good one.
And the music in it is amazing.
Cool.
I think I saw the trailer, and it's like the old school like Super Nintendo F-Zero music.
Yeah, well, it's like fully live instruments. So there's like some electric guitar and some really sweet saxophone in there.
Nice.
But I feel like I'm dominating the check it out. Somebody else go.
What, me? Okay. Well, what was that? What was it called? I can't really remember.
We watched a girl who walks home alone at night.
Are you sure it's home?
Yeah, it's a girl walks home alone at night.
Well, okay, this is really interesting because it is, it's Iranian, right?
Yeah, it's a movie, first of
a
all.
Movie. It just came out this week on DVD and on Netflix. It's Iranian vampire, kind of modern-ish Western.
That sounds awesome.
And it's very foreign, obviously. It's subtitled, but it was shot black and white.
It was good, but it like...
I mean, it's a foreign film. It's
different.
Yeah.
Kind of not a lot happens.
Yeah, there's not much plot structure. It just kind of...
Stuff happens.
Well, I always loved Let the Right One In.
I never
Yeah, that's a classic.
I love that movie. It's great. I eventually want to read the book, and the American remake, Let Me In, was pretty decent too. Even though there was a lot of subplots and stuff that were in the original movie that didn't quite make it to the remake.
Mm-hmm.
But also that stuff was really kind of weird and more from the book than anything.
Yeah. The cinematography
I'll
was...
say that's
yeah.
I'll say
one thing about the movie is that the cinematography was just amazing. Like
I noticed that with a lot of like newer foreign films, they have really interesting cinematography.
Really ambitious to push the envelope a little bit. Yeah.
Definitely a lot more than a lot of American filmmakers do.
Yeah.
the one thing that kept me interested was like the cutest cat is in it.
The cutest cat.
Yeah.
Like you just have to see this cat. It has the hugest eyes. It is amazing. And like towards the end, they just kept looking directly into the camera. It was hilarious.
Yeah. The cat's in the whole movie too.
Yeah. I was happy for something bad was going to happen to it, but don't worry, nothing happened
good.
to it.
Good. I always worry when I see animals in movies.
I know. Especially cute kitties. Like, please, no.
Looking at you, Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
As far as my check it out goes, I just kind of been reading comics.
Nothing wrong with that.
I know, right?
Worthy, you know.
Yeah, worthy ventures.
Yes.
I picked up Darth Vader's. I caught up on my Darth Vader's. I kind of sat through it and read 2 through 4. They're really good. God, they're so good. Vader eventually kind of picks up I don't know if you want to call it a sidekick, but he's kind of got this person running around with him. She's a droid scientist.
Oh, that's
or
cool.
archaeologist or something like that. And she ends up finding these 2 droids. They're essentially evil C-3PO and R2-D2.
Oh, nice.
They're both black. The protocol droid, he's a 3PO droid. I can't remember his full designation. But he's got like red eyes. He loves killing organics. That's his thing. He's kind of like HK-47.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Or IG-88.
Or yeah, because he talks. And he loves torturing people.
Nice.
And then the other one, he's like full of missiles and stuff.
Oh, that's
crazy.
awesome.
Basically, Vader's got his own secret agenda that he's kind of trying to hide from the Emperor a little bit. And that's kind of the thing going on. Aside from doing what the Emperor wants, but he's also kind of doing his own thing and also trying to hunt down Luke. And then I picked up kind of outside my wheelhouse a little bit in the my comics collection is Predator versus Archie. And it's of the 4-issue miniseries. It's number 1. It's really interesting. It's Archie artwork with the Predator thrown in, and there's like little references from like the original movie and stuff. And it's the writing is really really good, and there's some like really cheeky jabs in there.
You let me borrow this. It's a really tight script for the book, and you know they do show blood. I mean, they do show like skeletons and like spines and stuff, but it's not overly gory. And it's like you said, it's all done in the Archie style.
Yeah, it's not till
awesome.
the end of the book that you really see the Predator doing much of anything
Yeah.
outside stalking people.
Yeah.
What I thought was really funny is every time they show the Predator vision outside the normal thermographic vision, there's like emojis and
Yeah.
like little bars and stuff. It's so weird, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was probably one of my favorite things in the book. There's a little thing in the back from Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an 8-year-old Sabrina, and she's home alone with Salem, and Hellboy shows up. It's great.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if it's from Sabrina's new series.
The art style looks an awful lot like the Chilling Adventures of the Chilling Tales of Sabrina.
Yeah, it makes me really want to pick it up, actually.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I've really been doing.
Did you see that they're doing Archie versus Sharknado?
Yes, I did see that.
Do you suppose that's where the Archie team up or crossover books are going to jump the shark?
Wow.
Quite literally.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably end up picking up they do because I love Sharknado.
Oh yeah, me too. I haven't done anything. I've been working. I watched an inordinate amount of Law and Order last night, which I'm talking about, original flavor, early 2000s version with
Dun dun.
Yeah, with Jerry Orbach and Jesse Martin,
Yeah.
like the good team. And it always fascinates me to see how they treated cyber crimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s cyber crimes. Like one of the main deals is this kid was addicted to the internet, and they actually brought in like the psychologist.
Oh, B.D. Wong.
No.
Oh.
It was no. This
Oh, no,
I'm talking about original. I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm talking about
B.D. Wong's SVU.
I'm talking about J.K. Simmons.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, but it's great. Just stupid stuff, and Jerry Orbach constantly making like wisecracks and stuff behind the backs of everyone. Hard to believe that's Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast.
He doesn't want them to be his guests.
Yeah, right.
But speaking of cyber crimes, that reminds me of the iZombie from this week, where she eats the brains of a hacker and gamer.
Oh, jeez.
And
Is it?
What was his name?
Sim Reaper.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it goes about.
So he removes the ladders from swimming pools.
Probably, but it goes about as good as you would expect. Well,
It handles it better than what I thought.
yeah, it's better than that Law and Order SVU with with the Anita Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn.
Oh, that was a bad one.
Yeah.
That was a
But the
bad one.
Warcraft knockoff thing was ridiculous.
Yeah, it just looked like they went on and bought like the cheapest 3D models they could on the internet and just kind of threw them in there.
Oh, that's great. I love that stuff. I love that bad, how wrong they can get it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Like she's inside playing that game for hours, and they show her later. She's literally covered in Cheeto dust.
yeah. She's got pajama pants and a tank top on her. Tank top just has Cheeto dust all over it.
So it's like that episode of Big Bang Theory where they did the exact same thing, where the one that's not a gamer got into a World of Warcraft game for the entire episode.
Oh, Penny?
Yeah.
Because gamers always having Cheeto dust all over their front.
Because if there's anything gamers can't do is eat correctly.
Yeah. Oh, and of course she's downing several beverages from bright green cans.
Of course.
But it's in the end, it ended up better than most shows handle it. So,
Oh, that's good.
You got to take wins where you can get them.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched this week's Flash, Arrow, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too.
Oh, yeah?
I was wrong. I thought the season finale was for this week. I guess there's a few more episodes to go.
Okay.
Flash wasn't bad. Did you watch it yet? No? Okay.
Like I said, I've done nothing. I just talked about Law and Order for crying out loud.
True. Flash wasn't bad. They ended up dealing with
his unrequited feelings for Iris.
Well, always. Always.
Every plot.
Yes.
Every B plot ever.
But it's a guy, Everyman.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and anybody he touches, he can become. He can look like them. He can't.
Right.
He can't duplicate Flash's powers.
It's like False Face from the Batman 66 series.
Yeah. That one wasn't bad. It was more about the subplot with Cisco and Joe than anything.
Good.
Every time you bring up Cisco, I just think of the thong song. Every time.
I think of the bad food truck company that like provides schools with foods, like Cisco Foods.
Oh yeah,
Or Cisco Systems,
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
the networking company.
yeah.
What we've gathered here today is that there are a lot of things named Cisco.
This is true. This is true. And then in Arrow, they meet a metahuman, the first metahuman on Arrow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, who was played by friend of the show, Doug Jones.
Personal friend of the show, Doug Jones.
Doug Jones, a supervillain named Deadbolt, who sucks in energy and shoots laser eyes.
Okay, he had electric powers in the comics.
Yes,
They changed him a little bit.
a little bit. But he was like vaporizing people like in the beginning, like
That's-
just heat vision.
That's cool. Now, was he being crazy, like over the top Doug Jones, or was he being like serious, legitimately scary Doug Jones?
Legitimately scary Doug Jones.
Good to hear.
It's kind of weird, like, meeting him in person.
Oh, man,
and
yeah.
seeing how tall he is in person, and then seeing him like loom over.
He's like 7 feet tall.
I know, it's crazy. Nicest guy in the world. I mean, if you ever meet a celebrity, Doug Jones is the guy to meet.
He rubbed my head. Told me I had very soft hair.
Yeah, he ran his really long, skinny fingers through my beard.
Nosferatu fingers.
That's
not nice.
They really are, though. But he's an awesome dude, and I love seeing him get work. Mm-hmm. It just seems like he's always playing the bad guy, though. Though it's really funny because during the Flash episode, I looked at my wife and I was like, because they were putting the Everyman in his little tube prison cell at Star Labs, and I sat there and I looked at her and I was like, so do they feed them in there?
Little fish flakes.
They never really go into it.
Well, it's run by Harrison Wells, so no, they don't feed him.
And then in the Arrow episode, it shows the Atom taking Deadbolt to Star Labs where they contain metahumans, and so they shut the door, and he's like, Cisco, like, do you feed them? And complete the transaction? And then Cisco just kind of shuts the door and goes, let's go look at that suit. And I was like, and my wife like looked at me, I was like, oh, I just asked that question. Oh, and we got like full Lazarus Pit going on in this week's Arrow.
Oh, good.
It's really interesting. And also the League of Shadows or League of Assassins is very melodramatic.
That's the most generic name that they could think of, I guess. League of Assassins.
It's come on, it's a Batman thing.
Yeah.
But that's
like most of Arrow, it's a Batman thing.
very, very, very true. But that's pretty much it for checking out.
Okay, you mentioned Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is there anything...
yeah, I forgot. Oh, man.
Yeah, just real quick about that. Since you brought it up.
Man. Deathlock's back.
Good. I like J.O.S. Richardson.
Yeah, lots of... I really liked him on Angel. Lots of Inhuman stuff.
Good. They need to build a lot of groundwork for the Inhumans movie.
The next 3 episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. are going to tie into Ultron.
Good. I hope so. It really did the show a service last year when they tied it in with
Thor and Captain America.
Those are some of the best episodes of the series.
Yeah, definitely. And also, you got to think Ultron comes out next week.
Oh, man, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Christmas.
9 days from today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hard to believe.
I know, right? Oh, God, I'm so excited.
And Free Comic Book Day.
That's right, Free Comic Book Day.
Free Comic Book Day, same weekend.
Yep.
But that's all I got. That was the quick and dirty of superhero TV shows.
All right, excellent. You know what? Let's get into a little bit of news here. And since we're talking about superhero TV shows, let's just go ahead and keep going. Daredevil was renewed for another season.
Season 2!
Yeah.
To no one's surprise.
No, not at all.
It's been very successful.
Yeah, I mean, everybody seems to love it, except for my one friend who just gets mad at it.
Wow.
Well, that's healthy.
I know. Well, I don't think she's like legitimately mad. It's just, I guess something's about the plot point just kind of bug her. I don't know.
Yeah. She's not a comic book person then, is she?
She's getting into it. I mean,
but she's not natively a comic book person.
No.
So she's not predisposed to take the leaps of logic that comic book readers are more used to.
I guess not, but she's like a huge Harry Potter fan. So
Yeah, so leaps of logic should be right up her alley.
That's true.
Anyway, Daredevil's amazing, and I'm glad it's getting a season 2 because we need more of that suit.
Yeah. You know what? I I'm happy it's getting a second season. I'm curious to see if it's going to happen after
The Defenders?
The Defenders, because I don't think if they're setting it up for next year, I don't think it's going to. It's too soon.
Yeah. Well,
And-
when's the other stuff supposed to come out?
AKA Jessica Jones is this year.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage and Iron Fist are both either late next year or early 2017. Like, Defenders is definitely not happening until 2017 because it's going to coincide with Avengers 3 Part 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Avengers 3 Part 2. That's not confusing.
No. Well, you know what? At this point, it's not, because how many movies have split their last movie into 2 parts?
It all started with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It all started with Twilight.
No,
Harry Potter
did it
was-
first.
That's true. It wasn't.
Twilight.
You're right. Yeah, it was Harry Potter first. Yeah. I
I was
guess
say,
you're right.
don't you sully this.
Yeah.
Don't you sully this.
Yeah. Don't worry. I threw up a little in my mouth when I said Twilight. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, the only other thing that I'm a little concerned about with this is, as much as I love Daredevil, I would love even more for Netflix to take on other characters.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's a safe bet to go with more Daredevil. I want to see more Daredevil, but like Punisher. Punisher would work perfectly in this tone.
I saw rumblings on the internet, people talking about how Marvel should seriously consider, after the success of Daredevil, us actually getting a accurate, faithful Punisher.
Give us Punisher. Give us Moon Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Moon Knight
that'd
would be
great.
Moon Knight is basically Marvel Batman.
I mean, oh man, yeah, I almost forgot about the Moon Knight.
Yeah, everyone does.
I know.
Although the comic is really good right now.
Yeah. I mean, he is like a third tier Marvel character.
Yeah, but with schizophrenia.
True.
He has, every time he goes out as Moon Knight, he's a different personality.
Oh man, remember when he fought Werewolf by Night?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
No, I always really liked that cover.
Give me a Werewolf by Night series.
Howling Commandos.
Yeah, Howling Commandos.
Oh,
Good.
yes, with the Mummy King and or the Living Mummy and
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Yeah, everyone else, like all the monsters.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know, they might have trouble with Frankenstein, being that Warner's trying to put together their
that's right.
or Universal, excuse me,
Yeah,
Universal Monsters
Anthology.
cinematic universe.
Well, then just tie it into Punisher. Punisher was a Frankenstein at one point.
He's definitely a Frank.
Yeah.
Well, he was Frankencastle. He had like a robot arm and all kinds of crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. During the break, I'll pull up pictures of Frankencastle because he was totally a Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, he had like a big drill arm and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, he was a member of the Legion of Monsters.
Well, we're talking comics. Do you want to talk about the DC Superhero Girls line they've got coming out?
Yes, let's talk about that.
I mean, it's good and bad. I mean,
I don't see how it's bad.
How is it bad?
Okay,
Let's explain what it is first.
Okay.
They're doing a line of superhero toys and books and
Show, it seems like. Sounds good.
of superhero stuff for girls, like aimed at girls.
And that's awesome.
It is awesome, but at the same time, why did they need to create a whole separate thing when they could have just put it into their main comic stuff?
Because it's for kids.
I didn't mean like in the books. I meant like from.
Because it has to be styled to appeal to kids.
I retract all further things.
Like, I see what you mean. Like, why does it have to be so different? But they do the same thing with Toys for Boys. They have, like, the play school versions of Batman villains and stuff like that.
Very true. Very true.
Attracting new kids and girls that might not, might be put off beforehand.
Right. Well, I just hope that this trickles down in the next couple of years into the main continuity, because what's going to happen when the 4, 5, and 6-year-old girls that have gotten really into the characters through the DC Comics for Girls graduates up to main continuity, wants to check out what's actually going on in the books, and they see how
Dumpy Starfire, like
how bad and weird the
treatment of female characters is in the main continuity.
Yeah,
Maybe by that time it will have gotten better.
Let's hope so.
I really hope
Seems
so.
to
But
be
yeah,
going
that's
I'm about to
that
say
way.
Starfire is going in at least her caution went into a better direction.
Yeah.
the book is. Yeah, they're taking
But this was the same conversation that happened when the New 52 came out, and they were talking about girls getting into the Red Hood and the Outlaws because they had Starfire
And
from
that's
Teen Titans, which is a completely different Starfire.
Oh, night and day different.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
I like, and that's why I like this new Starfire, because she looks a lot like the Teen Titans Starfire.
Yeah.
And that's the case of them pandering to the wrong people.
Yeah.
With that Starfire, they're pandering toward the older crowd that remembers the original one, which there was probably infinitely more people who would have enjoyed a more Teen Titans Starfire.
Yeah. And I mean, even it's not even that they remember the old one. It's that because the old one from the 80s was closer. I mean, she looked, she was a little more risque dressed, I guess. But her personality was much closer to the Teen Titans cartoon. It's only here recently that they've added like the weird film of like, this is for teenage boy kind of,
the gross, curvy
the
kind of
cheesecake kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's to be Legos and apparently dolls that can stand on their own and
Good.
heroic poses. And,
Good.
Girls need toys with articulation.
I mean, this is like miles away from them canceling, Young Justice because of, the girls.
Toys,
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the toys.
It
Now
just-
they're specifically making toys for girls.
I just
It's
hope
amazing.
it's amazing. I just hope it sells really well because DC likes to pull the trigger
Real
quick
Yeah.
on things that they perceive as not working. This idea is so radical. It surprises me that DC's the one that did it.
Yeah.
It's
True.
this really seems like a Marvel move, doesn't it?
But at the same time, though, Marvel's been real bad here lately about not merchandise-wise
Yeah.
actualizing a lot of their characters.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we look at the hashtags like "Where's Gamora" during the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, where there was almost no Gamora and Nebula stuff.
There's almost no Black Widow stuff.
That really
burns me
or
up.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And that just really, really
Yeah.
ticks me off. You got these two great female characters that are in your huge movie that's coming out, and there is virtually nothing. But I mean, she's not anywhere. Like, I have
actually came out with just a new line. It's like her universe, like Marvel stuff, and there's a really cool Black Widow jacket.
I saw a lot
did
of that
see
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
Yes,
that is
I
cool.
love
the
it.
Loki dress was cute. I mean, yes, her universe does great things.
Oh, I
but
know.
I'm talking.
That's
But I'm
like
talking.
the only thing I
Yeah.
know. That's not just.
But I'm talking about, like, specific
The toys.
from Disney and Marvel. Like, I collect Funko vinyl pops, and I have the Thor from that set, and they have the pictures of the full set on the back. There is no Black Widow. There is no Scarlet Witch.
God.
You're getting Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye, Vision, and Ultron.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Hulkbuster in a 6-inch.
Unless they do a second wave, which why
Yeah.
did they wait till the second wave?
This is true. Well, there is a Scarlet Witch bobblehead coming out.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many movies has Black Widow been in at this point? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Since Iron Man 2.
Two, yeah.
Everyone since, yeah. Why doesn't she
I
have
don't know
her own-
about everyone.
Oh, I guess she wasn't in Iron Man 3.
No, she's not in Iron Man 3, and she's not in any of the Thor movies.
True.
Still, though.
But she's
Still,
in Iron
it's a
Man
lot.
2, she's in Captain America 2, Avengers
Yeah.
2.
Where's her movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or her Netflix series. Or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they should do like a backstory, but like before she was a SHIELD agent, like back when she was like KGB and growing up and stuff like that.
You know what?
Yeah.
If they didn't want to pay Scarlett Johansson to do they could do
Do it like a young Black Widow,
Yeah.
Black Widow.
a young Natasha Romanoff.
shoot, give it a web series. I mean, that's the very absolute least that they
God.
could do.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm just yes, Jessica Jones is getting a series, but nobody knows Jessica Jones.
Right.
At least nobody who's new to.
Everyone outside of comic books is going to be tuning in not for Jessica Jones but for Doctor Who
Yeah.
to that series.
Yes, for David Tennant.
Yeah.
Which is a smart move.
Sure, but
it's not necessarily the right move.
Yeah.
Honestly, Daredevil's not that huge outside of comic book fandom. I mean, the average person is only going to know there was one bad movie with Ben Affleck.
yeah, very true.
And the Elektra spinoff movie
Yeah, which also is
was
bad.
bad. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So they were really working uphill with Daredevil. I
That's
think.
true. They were.
Yep.
You're very true.
I mean, again, it all comes down to representation, and it's in merchandising. And yes, I am very surprised that DC is doing this.
Yep.
I think it's going to do great because girls don't have any other alternative. Like if you're a little girl and you don't like Disney princesses, what else have you got? Nothing.
Well, the boys' action figures.
Yeah.
Yes.
But a lot of times parents won't buy their
tell
kids
you
toys
how
of
many
different
times.
Well,
genders.
there's a problem with those parents.
Oh,
then,
yeah.
if you ask me.
Yes.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised how often.
it starts so young.
We've worked in comic shops. We know
Mm-hmm.
a lot about, how, little girls don't The parents of little girls don't buy them that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and vice versa.
Yeah.
This is very, 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 very true and sad.
Yeah, the gender thing with toys is ridiculous. It goes way too deep in.
Well, like Nerf.
Oh yeah, I was going to bring that up.
The Nerf Rebels.
Yeah,
yeah, the pink and white bow and arrows and crossbows and stuff like that.
Why? Nerf guns are Nerf guns.
yeah. You could just throw a girl on the box of the regular
They used to.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day when we were kids.
Yeah, the Nerf bow and arrow is for everybody. Everybody had one of those back in the day.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, me and my sister play with them just as much equally as any other toy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they are literally for everyone, just like Super Soakers, which Nerf now owns.
it'd be funny if they made like a Nerf gun that shot wet Nerf
Oh,
projectiles at you.
that would be awful.
The Super Soaker Nerf gun that shoots big wet, soggy Nerf projectiles.
Call it the thwap. Because that's the sound it's going to make.
Oh, it's soggy.
Oh, gosh. All right, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and take a break here.
Yeah.
We will be back.
Nerf, call me.
Nerd Overload would like to thank IDE Computers for their support. With over 19 years of service, IDE is located on Delaware Avenue, Marion, 387-3376.
Nerd Overload is brought to you in part by Replays, Gameware, Movies, and more. Replays is the place for all your gaming needs, from retro up through current gen systems and accessories. They even have a free customer rewards program. Mount Vernon Avenue, Marion, across from the Marion Plaza. 751-4072 or online at facebook.com/replaysmarion.
Hey, this is Doug Jones, and you are listening to Nerd Overload, and I'm kind of overloaded with nerddom.
And we're back. That was the Cantina theme by, what was it?
Figure and Dan and the Modal Nodes.
Which you may have heard in a film, which has a new installment coming out.
It does.
And a hot new trailer just released.
And that movie is Star Wars, in case we haven't said it. All right.
Space tracks. So how was that trailer?
I liked it.
It was amazing.
Yeah, the new trailer for The Force Awakens.
Episode 7, Force Awakens, yes.
They have yet to call it Episode 7, though.
Yes, they
you
do.
Notice?
Well, it's technically Episode 7.
Yeah. But anyway, looks really great.
Oh, man, it's exciting. And the fact that they're just calling it a teaser, but it felt more like a trailer.
Yeah. And I like that they showed a bunch of stuff, but didn't give away any of the plot.
Oh, I know. There's like more questions than there are answers.
Yeah.
And I love it.
What do you think of the mask for the main villain, Kylo Ren?
It reminds me of Darth Revan. It really does.
Yep.
You know why that is? The film designers used Darth Revan as a basis point, as a template for the character.
Then they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly, because people love Darth Revan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the best things to come out of the Knights of the Old Republic.
Which I read is not in continuity anymore.
It's not.
No.
It's none of the extended universe
Yeah.
stuff is.
Wah, but oh well.
Yeah, it's fine. They're building new continuity with new books and everything, and it'll work out in the end.
And they're obviously not afraid to take inspiration from it, which is fantastic.
Exactly. But I mean, like, it's just good. I mean, we're getting, even though it looks like Tatooine, but I guess it's a different planet.
Yeah, it's a different planet.
Yeah.
I mean, that opening shot with that destroyed Star Destroyer, like, just laying in the desert.
Yeah, I actually had a thought about that. You never see, the only time you see that ship is in space, where it's in the vastness of everything. This is the first time you can get, like, an actual scale
of how big it is.
Of how massive one of those Imperial Star Destroyers
Yeah,
are.
and there's an X-Wing laying in front of it, too.
Yeah, they are just enormous, you know?
I mean, it's wonderful. And I always knew they were big, but cripes.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm assuming that's going to be like an opening shot in the film.
Well, all the original movies, they always opened on a Star Destroyer.
Oh, you know what? They do.
So that could be the
really
opening
do.
shot where they pan across a Star Destroyer, but it's down in the desert. And
yeah, they
everything.
really, in the original trilogy, there's
every
a Star
one of
Destroyer
them,
in every
one of them,
scene.
and they kind of spoof it in Phantom Menace because they open on a spaceship. On like the blockade. It's not a blockade runner. Yeah,
no.
It's a blockade. No, it's not.
No, it's a
Trade Federation.
It's a Trade Federation droid control ship.
Yeah. Anyway, Anyway,
It wakes everybody up after they fell asleep reading about taxation.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean you don't like to talk about taxation? That's the voices.
Political intrigue.
Yeah, that was the voice that they had.
Queen
right?
Amidala. Yes. Yes.
There's like
Newt Gunray.
weirdly Asian villains that are troubling.
Yes. Yes.
Very much so.
The Newt Gunray of the Trade Federation.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, we get that. We get picture shots of the heroes, the main characters. It seems more like this new cast. They're going to be the main characters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I guaranteed the girl is the daughter of Princess Leia and Han Solo. I bet you anything.
She
hope
has
so.
serious Han Solo vibes.
She does.
Like for some reason.
Yeah, and then in that second shot where she's running through the desert, she almost looks like Padme.
A little bit.
Yeah, you know, when Padme was running around in like Geonosis and stuff.
Yep. Speaking of Han Solo,
Oh,
how many of you guys got chills at
Yep.
the end of it when you saw?
You can't see it without smiling. Like,
I know, right? Chewie. We're home. Oh my god!
And I tell you what, I know it's just like 2 seconds, but I think Harrison Ford emoted more in those 2 seconds than he has in the past 15 years of his film career. He looked happy. He was smiling. He was showing, something other than, I'm just here for the paycheck.
Well, you gotta think, Han Solo is one of the more, other than Indiana Jones, is one of the more vibrant characters he's played.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, he's been president and just a bunch of other boring characters.
What about Indiana Jones? He was an incredibly vibrant character in that, and when they got to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, that was the most lifeless performance I've ever seen out of a human being.
Because maybe he thought it was a crappy movie.
Yeah,
because it was a crappy
was.
movie. I like to think it not part of my Indiana Jones trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just great. And it also makes me wonder, he says that line, has the Falcon been missing for a long time?
It may be.
I mean, did Lando lose it after the Battle of Endor?
Did Lando just take off with it?
He would. That's definitely something Lando would do.
Maybe they went to their home planet.
Corellia?
Yeah, sure.
I doubt it. I'm wondering if maybe, because on this battle-scarred planet, which I'm assuming is, probably it's some remnant of maybe a battle that happened right after Return of the Jedi or something. Because if you notice from the previous trailer, the main girl, who I can't remember her name for life.
Ray?
Yeah.
I think.
Something like that.
She's some kind of scavenger. I mean, she's wearing goggles on her head that are very much the eyepieces from an old Stormtrooper helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wondering if maybe the Falcon is maybe in this junk pile somewhere.
Yeah, that might be it.
That might be.
It might have been downed in this
galactic
battle.
Yeah. And I mean, just everything is great. I love the look of the new Stormtroopers.
Yep. Have you seen any of the Chrome Troopers? The elite guard. They're like they're they look like the regular troopers, but their armor's like full chrome instead of,
it's like silver.
So they can just blast lens flares.
Yeah,
is what it's.
They're going to wear an Imperial armor made of lens flare.
J.J. Abrams is like, what if we was chrome so we could have all kinds of lens flare?
Well, I think maybe J.J.'s learned a little bit from all the ridicule of the Star Trek films with the lens flare jokes. So I'm assuming there's going to be less lens flares in this.
Oh, there will be some, though.
There will be some. He can't help himself.
Yeah. But probably not as much as, like Star Trek was. Yeah. I mean, even Into Darkness had it a little less.
Have you heard the rumor that he's snuck something in that's going to tie the Star Trek and Star Wars universes together?
So.
Really?
I've heard there's a rumor that he has snuck something in.
I know the Batmobile's on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there is a toy tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy stuck to on the bottom side of the Millennium Falcon, and it's painted over. But it's on the actual big prop ship they walk up in.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was from his his production diaries or whatever.
What did you think of the narration? That was definitely Mark
Luke.
Hamill.
Oh yeah. My thing is, it shows a hooded figure touching R2 with a mechanical hand, which is going to probably end up being Luke.
Oh yeah, definitely was.
Here's the thing, though. In Return of the Jedi, which is 15 or 30 years before this, his mechanical...
Yeah, no air quotes. It's 30 years ago.
His mechanical hand looked like a human hand.
Yeah.
Well,
why all of a sudden he's got the mecho hand?
Maybe at the fall of one of the unforeseen side effects of the fall of the Empire is technology has taken a step backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe, except for this First Order. I mean, which is like the new Empire's name or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think of that new Empire logo?
That looks good. I like it.
You notice it kind of looks like the Black Sun crime syndicate?
A little bit. Yeah, it kind of does.
There's so much. There's just so much I love about it.
Yeah, there hasn't been anything I haven't liked.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. And I really, really like the fact that they've been playing pretty close to the chest on the story. We still have no idea what's going on.
Now, you know they're eventually going to... The movie studios can't help themselves. They're going to put out a trailer that pretty much explains the plot. And when it happens, I'm going to avoid it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. As much as it pains me, and I hate the fact that we have to wait all the way for December for this movie to come out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
Technically, the movie, and now there's nothing about it. The movie is done. Let's just watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, you want record-breaking sales? Put it in the summer.
Oh, man, what if they did that? What if they decided, on a whim, just go,
Surprise.
oh, yeah, surprise, come out in 2 weeks. Just like that. Boom.
My plan was to be cautiously optimistic about Star Wars and not let myself get my hopes up.
Yeah.
It happened.
Hype on full tilt.
Yeah, I'm super duper excited.
Did you guys see the other news that came out of Star Wars Celebration? Like the standalone film that's coming out?
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yeah. I watched the leaked video of it.
I didn't know there was a leaked video.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. It's basically kind of sets up it's like a test footage more than anything, but it's not as impressive as the Deadpool one. It's all about a group of rebels stealing the Death Star plans, the original Death Star plans.
Yeah, it's a direct prequel to
New Hope.
New Hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're calling it Star Wars Rogue One anthology. So they're going to do these standalone movies that are within the universe, but not necessarily in any particular order.
Okay.
Which I think is interesting.
Yeah, that is. That is.
But it's about the group of rebels who steal the plans. And you see this forested planet. You see a low TIE fighter flying above the trees. Mm-hmm. And then the camera kind of pans up. And you know how, like, when the moon's, like, really close, but it's still kind of faded? Mm-hmm. You see the Death Star. And then a lot of panicked radio chatter.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. It was exciting. I was like, oh, man.
I hope it has Kyle Katarn from
the Dark Forces
in it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting. But we finally get to see those lots of Bothans who died to bring us this information.
Bothan spies.
All right. Well, hey, speaking of movies that we're hyped on, there's some other trailers that came out.
Oh, yes.
Jurassic World.
Yes.
The first full trailer.
Yes, the global international trailer for Star Wars. Yeah, it's still on it. Jurassic World.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. Like, kind of a little bit dumb.
Yeah.
Like in a big dumb dinosaur movie kind of way. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. I mean, it looks cool.
It's making me very nostalgic for the original.
Yes. And well, then it's done its job.
Exactly. Exactly. I think it's going to be better than the last two that came out.
It wouldn't take much.
No, because the third one's just plain awful.
Yeah.
The only good thing about the third one was the fact that Dr. Grant came back.
Yeah.
If they could only get Goldblum.
Oh, man.
I really want some kind of crazy cameo.
That would be amazing.
I really want it.
Goldblum cameo, sure. The one thing I'm not super keen on is they put up a full shot of the dinosaur. Of the V-Rex is what I'm calling it.
Yeah,
the
that's not
Velociraptor
cool.
T-Rex
I think they call
hybrid.
it the Indominus Rex.
Well, whatever. I call it the V-Rex.
Yeah. The genetic hybrid of a Velociraptor. And
the T-Rex with arms.
Yes. A T-Rex with reachable arms.
The perfect killing machine.
Gunshow's T-Rex.
Yeah, that'd be great if they were like just really ripped arms.
like Trugdor the dragon?
Yeah, the big beefy arms.
But anyway, yeah, that was
just comes blasting out flexing.
He's T-flexing.
A scene where he drops something and just reaches down and picks it off the floor, going, look what I can do now.
Hey, T-Rex, look, I can make a bed.
But anyway, the trailer looks amazing. It looks.
It does.
Really,
I mean,
really
you got a slightly comedic factor from Chris Pratt's character,
a little bit,
which is you're gonna see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a fully functional Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
With lots of attendees, like a Disney World type thing, mixed with like a Sea World. I'm excited. It's granted the body count's going to be so much higher.
Oh, yeah.
Versus like the cast of 10.
Yeah. And they kind of hint at this one, like the dinosaurs are working together.
Yeah, like the genetic mutant can like somehow command them like a rallying
He's like
cry.
an Aquaman for dinosaurs. Meanwhile, at Jurassic Park.
And Dominus Rex calls his brethren. Anyway, it's going to be good. It's going to be visually interesting. I really hope there is a good mixture of computer animated and practical effects,
yeah.
like the original.
Yeah,
I mean they talked about it.
Don't hold your breath.
I know, but they did talk about it though.
Yeah.
Let's move from great trailers to garbage trailers with the Batman v Superman.
Okay, yeah.
That teaser.
Let's do that. Let's talk about that trailer.
Yeah.
No.
To be honest, it is everything that I expected from the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. It's just so bleak. It's just so bleak and dark and serious and...
The least fun thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's incredibly not fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we should be celebrating. This is like the two biggest, DC superheroes on screen, on the big screen, together in live action for the first time. That's not a Lego movie.
It should be exciting, yeah.
We should be excited. This should be great. And I'm just got a feeling in the pit of my stomach like it's just going to be the worst thing.
We just got this dour butthole of a trailer that...
Yeah.
the only good thing I can say about it is I do like the Batsuit.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad.
The Batman costume.
Yes. Not the armor.
I hate the armor.
Not the armor. The actual Batsuit.
It looks really good.
I mean, you've seen him walking out of that wreckage with it, and he looks like a beefy Frank Miller-esque Dark Knight Returns Batman.
The Batman stuff doesn't bother me hardly at all because, I mean, Batman's dark and gritty. That's how Batman's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But when you mix in Superman and every other superhero character
that's what's supposed
there
to.
is.
Yeah, that's what makes the two characters working together or being in the same comic or movie or group or whatever. And it's what makes them so interesting that they're both so diametrically different from each other. One is all about hope and everything.
Truth,
bright,
justice, and the American
bright
way.
sunshine and smiley faces.
Yeah, he literally gets his powers from the sun.
And then Batman's dark and brooding and in the shadows and everything. And the fact that they're so set different and yet they work together. Yeah. That's what makes it great.
Yeah,
it's like eating
chocolate and peanut butter.
Chocolate and peanut butter. Yeah, this we're getting like
peanut butter,
big
pile of peanut butter,
and maybe a different brand of peanut butter.
It's creamy and chunky on the same sandwich.
But yeah, it just doesn't work. The trailer doesn't work for me. And you know what else doesn't work for me? The whole Superman is
Jesus thing,
or Superman is a false god or false prophet or whatever.
I mean, you got these like soldier guys kneeling to him.
Yeah.
You got people reaching to him up in the sky like he's some kind of biblical being.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That is definitely a valid take on the character. It's been done in the comics before. It's been done before. But
Justin
Let him be a hero.
Yeah. Justin McElroy had a good point on Twitter that before we get the Dark Superman, the retake on Superman, let him be, good. Let me see heroic Superman before we get this take on it.
Yeah.
The last movie, we just watched him destroy a city.
2 cities.
and let his dad die.
2 cities.
And let both his dads die. Computer dad and farm dad.
How did he let computer dad die?
He didn't back up his hard drive.
Oh.
You always back up your hard drive.
I mean, I hate to say this, but
no, you don't.
Superman Returns was a better Superman movie than Man of Steel.
I never saw Returns.
Yeah,
it's not good.
I mean, Superman Returns wasn't good. I mean, Brandon Routh's a good actor, but the plot of it's Kevin Spacey's amazing as Lex Luthor. But
Kevin Spacey was excellent as a Gene Hackman Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
It was good to really just get on.
Oh, let's talk about that for a second. Did you guys hear the some of the voiceover in Batman v Superman is Mark Zuckerberg as
Lex Luthor.
Oh, when they got all that chatter, I kind of figured that when they kept saying like alien and stuff like that because that's very much something Lex Luthor says.
Some of that was what's his name?
There was some Neil deGrasse Tyson in there.
There was Jesse Eisenberg. That's what.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't. It's not going to be good. And I mean, we still haven't seen where are they going to put Aquaman into this? Where are they going to put Wonder Woman into this? Where's the Flash and Cyborg and Green Lantern? Because they're all going to show up. Every last one of them.
They haven't confirmed Flash, Green Lantern yet. I know they said Cyborg's going to be in it.
Cyborg's going to be in it,
but not.
So you mean they're going to leave out 2 of the Justice League?
Well,
this is Justice League Light.
Yeah.
Well, they're also the fact that they don't have Green Lantern in there, and he's one of the or they don't have Flash in there, and he's one of the founding members of the Justice League.
Superman and Batman are not founding members of the Justice League. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, this is also true.
Where's Martian Manhunter?
We'll never get Martian Manhunter, darn it.
I want a Martian Manhunter movie so bad. He's Superman. He's shape-changing Superman with telepathic powers. It would be the best.
And a terrifying obsession with Oreos.
Oh, he loves Oreos. Chocos. DC Comics, they call them Chocos.
He had a throne of them. They hid them all in the Watchtower, and he went ballistic nuts.
It's like how Wonder Woman's always eating ice cream when she first comes to the man's world.
Yeah.
They always have to do that for some reason.
Yeah.
I did see from some kind of like press release or something, but they showed like the costumes. And we had a full color mock-up of the costumes, like on mannequins. The Wonder Woman looks,
and she has red, white, and blue.
Yes,
yeah, it looked better.
It looked better, and I like the fact that she had her shield and her sword.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to go with the warrior version of Wonder Woman, fits better with the type of story that they're trying to tell.
Yeah. Yes, and it does look better in its full color.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, I mean those production shots where they were just bland and brown. I hate that.
Aquaman still looks doofy, though.
Ugh, he's gone.
Khal Drogo.
Bro, Aquaman.
Sea Barbarian.
If this whole movie looks really cool to you, it's like, congratulations, you have the aesthetic taste of a 14-year-old. And that's going to make people really mad at me to say. But
that's everyone who I'm seeing thinks this movie looks the most amazing thing since ever.
Yeah. You have the aesthetic taste of a 14-year-old. Congratulations, there's a new Mortal Kombat game just came out you should play.
Exactly, yeah. It looks very similar. Well, they're trying to make... It makes sense because there was Mortal Kombat versus DC, and there was DC... Injustice, yeah. Which was Mortal Kombat with DC characters. And that game's not very good either.
Oh, I thought it was alright.
It's okay as a fighting game, but it was, too serious.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Way too serious.
I don't know. I really liked Aquaman's super move.
His summon was pretty good with the sharks and everything.
Floods the level and like the sharks and stuff. Oh, it was great.
Yep. Do we even want to talk about the Fantastic Four trailer?
I don't think we have to.
Fantastic? Nope.
Yeah, we'll have to cut it 4 times. Sorry if you want to hear about Fantastic Four.
4 time?
4 time. I mean,
okay.
We talked about it in a previous episode, and I think our opinions are mostly the same.
Yeah, I'll still go and see it. I am a little more hopeful of it than Bat Soup, but not by much.
I just want a bright orange thing that wears pants.
I wish he would wear pants.
And I want Doctor Doom in armor. I don't want Doctor Doom with metal skin. I hate it.
Metal skin and electric powers? No,
I'm not a
fan. But
I mean, one of my favorite Marvel villains of all time, and you're continually messing him up.
Well, because they can't do it right, because if to tie in any kind of magic powers that he has in the comics, they'd have to have the rights to Doctor Strange.
This is true.
Which they don't. And if they want any kind of armor stuff that, where he kind of half ripped off Tony Stark for bits and parts of his armor, they would have to have the rights to Iron Man, which they don't. So they have the name and a green cloak and a metal face, and that's all they have. So they gotta scramble to come up with something else. That's why Doctor Doom has never been right.
I just can't wait for the film rights to go back to Marvel and actually get a good Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
Not that the Fantastic Four are great characters anyway. I mean, I've never really been a huge fan. I'm more a fan of their villains than I am of the actual characters themselves.
The most interesting thing about the Fantastic Four are the villains.
And it looks like they're pulling or changing Doctor Doom from having his own country to being from some alternate dimension.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. I always thought it was entertaining how he's this
leader of another country.
Yeah.
And he has an embassy in New York that has diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, it's an interesting take. And the fact that the people that live in his country aren't, they don't have it that bad off.
No, yeah. I mean, Latveria is one of the more, they all live 18th century peasants, but they're one of the most technologically advanced countries in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
He does a good job taking care of his country. He just,
Wants to take care of the whole world.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
He's very ambitious.
Yeah.
He's a very ambitious leader.
It's one of those interesting Marvel things, like how Magneto and Professor X are friends.
Yeah.
They're frenemies.
Yeah, they're frenemies. It's interesting writing.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Doom controls his country like Sinestro controlled his planet.
Exactly, through fear and, dictatorship.
But he got stuff done.
He does get stuff done.
Yeah.
And he's also got his army of Doombots.
Yeah, yeah. Before we get out of here, we have one little, it's like half video game, half tech news thing. The Apple Watch just came out,
Yep.
or is about to, like
Yes.
within days or something. And WayForward, the game developer, has created the first game for it.
It's called Watch Quest.
Yeah, it's called
Watch Quest Heroes of Time.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is a pretty clever title.
It's really interesting. It's like it is like a turn-based like RPG type game. It looks like, and you can set. It has like two different settings where you can actually sit there and tap on your wrist and play it, or you can just it taps into your pedometer in
Yes.
the watch, and it just levels you up that way. And you run quests and you do stuff. It's really interesting, and it's really interesting how game developers and any kind of developer they're rising to the occasion to develop for this new bit of technology.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, I think smartwatches are going to be a more popular tech gadget than, say, like Google Glass was.
Yeah.
It's more practical.
It is. Very much so.
Is it bad that if I get a smartwatch, I just want my ringtone or my text tones or whatever to just be the Power Rangers?
Not at all.
Chip tune?
Not at all, because I will do the exact same thing.
Yeah!
Yeah. High five.
High five.
WayForward's the people that make the Shantae games, which are really good. And I just realized that both the characters in Watch Quest look an awful lot like two characters from the Shantae series. The girl looks like Sky and the guy looks like Bolo. Like, almost exactly.
Yeah, so I mean,
Well, if you look
maybe
at...
it's a tie-in to it. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Who knows? But, look at other things, like how pretty much every character Akira Toriyama ever creates looks very similar.
No, those are exactly Sky and Bolo almost.
Yeah.
Like, they gave them swords and, like, it's the same thing.
Yeah, so it could be,
Yeah. I mean, they did it on purpose as a call-out, at least.
Yeah.
Which Shantae games are great. Usually, if you don't have those, get them. WayForward's a great company that makes great games.
Oh, yeah. My Adventure Time game was made by WayForward. My little Zelda clone Adventure Time game I got. Yeah.
And they did the Contra 4 for DS, which was really good. They know their stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll definitely be interesting to see where it goes. Like we were talking about earlier. Like the cheapest Apple Watch is like what, $250?
About $250. That's the sport version. That's like the workout.
Yeah. Well,
kind.
In the grand scheme of things, that's not terrible for new technology.
No, it's not. It's not bad.
I mean, it's still very much for a watch.
I mean, I'd have a hard time. I have a hard time spending over $100 for anything. I mean, I'll peter away things at $5 and $10, all day and all night. But when it gets over $100, I have a real hard time spending the money. And the Apple Watch is no exception.
Yeah.
I don't even wear a regular watch. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one, but battery's dead.
I'm happy with my calculator watch.
Your calculator watch is pretty rad.
Yeah.
But I think that's about all we're going to really talk about today.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Again, thank you. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for listening.
You could check it out at nerdoverload.com.
That's right.
You can also check it out on Facebook at Nerd Overload website.
Facebook.com/nerdoverload website. Yep.
You can listen to this show on Stitcher.
Yes,
now.
we are now on Stitcher. So if you have a smartphone, download that app. If you don't like downloading like files directly to your phone, if you have like low space or whatever, Stitcher is streaming. And it's streaming on demand, so you wouldn't have to be saving anything.
Yep.
It's just one more way to
listen to our show.
And actually, if you have Stitcher and you check it out, please go over, give us a rating and review. That's the best way for other people to help us get new listeners, because the more ratings we get, and this is the same with Apple.
Yeah, with our iTunes
because we're on
stuff.
iTunes. The more ratings and reviews we get, the higher up in the ratings metric we get,
and the more people will see it.
The more visibility we have. Yeah. So
we're also on Twitter at nerd_overload.
Mm-hmm.
You can email us.
If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
I think that's... Yep.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
So,
shoot us emails, find our Facebook page, leave us questions, comments, what you want us to talk about next week.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we're listening. We want feedback.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll be back.
Yep, see you next week.
This show has been brought to you by Replays, Gameware, Movies, and More, and IDE Computers.